Hello, everyone. Just a quick apology because I believe some of you were online, but I didn't realize I was actually testing out my new equipment thanks to your feedback, which is I've got a new light and camera and all of those kind of things, and that meant I posted or created a live event, and which I didn't go to. It was only when I was on Republic at 9 p.m. and I posted about it on Twitter that someone said that what happened to your show, and then I realized, oh my god, and there were actually quite a few people waiting for it. So my apologies to you. Won't happen again, but it was done with good intention because I'm trying to make sure that this stuff works. So that's about it, and I will see you all soon. Hi everybody. Oh gosh, there's already 60 odd people here. Good evening. Hi everyone. Just doing a quick live. You're the only one, Rasik. No, there are more people now. The chat's lighting up, so I guess there are more people. Tremendous election result today, and it was kind of crazy because whilst I did feel that there would be a Trump win was in the offing, but I didn't realize it would be a sweep. Thanks, Anandilal. Well done on Republic TV. Did you watch the professor just storm off, which is really part of my issue with the whole leftist the way they handle dissent and disagreement. And this inability to take a difference of opinion, which is really what happened today on Republic, live on Republic, that I think some of you watched it. Thanks, Vin, for being a big fan. I'm here because I was testing out my equipment and I was supposed to be online, but I mean, I wasn't supposed to be online, but it came off like I was. Yeah, I know, Ajit. Professor had a major meltdown. And it was the same thing, it was the same thing. It was this intellectual argument wherein they were he was going into all these aspects of the inflation and this issue and that issue. No, you had a candidate who didn't have a message. She had no message. Whether you like Trump or not, he had a message. You knew exactly what he stood for. He said that I'm going to end the war. He wasn't waffling about it, and that was part of the reason why I think the Republicans did so well. And Trump is an amazing story. He's only the second American president to have had a second term non-consecutively. Can you imagine? I mean, usually when people stand for elections in America, especially, they stand for the election, they don't win, and then they vanish from public reference. I remember the time back in the day when Sarah Palin was so massive. She was everywhere, and the Tea Party segment of the Republic. In fact, in India, on the India Today conclave, she came to the India Today conclave, and it was hilarious, and she was like the star. She was the curtain closer, so to speak, of that event. And it was all about Sarah Palin, and Alaskan mom, and Hunter, and gun owner, etc., etc. And then she lost the election, and she pretty much vanished. So in that way, American politics is pretty ruthless. Unlike here, where you can lose election after election. No, I'm not talking about Rahul Gandhi, but maybe I am. But you can lose election after election, and still continue to be relevant in Indian politics. So I think in that sense, our politics is a lot more forgiving. So what lies ahead for Kamala? I don't know. I don't think a lot. I think basically what we're going to see her doing now is probably get on the speaker circuit. And these speakers make a lot of money, by the way. So, I mean, be it Obama, be it anybody else, she has been vice president of a very large, powerful country. So there will definitely be people who will want to hear her speak. So I think once she's back on her feet, what you probably will see her doing is doing these big ticket, speaking engagements. And that is really where I see her future career going. With Trump, of course, one will have to see what he does. He's on a priority set. He wants to end the war. I think I was looking at Zelensky's tweet, wherein, he was kind of cozying up to Trump. Trump does not support the war in Ukraine, and a lot of Americans don't, actually, because they don't like the amount of money that's being spent there, when in America there's such high inflation, 22%, and daily essentials are getting expensive, but yet the Americans are pumping in money into that that war. So I think that's something that Trump is going to put an end to. Unlike Biden, who had really no lines of communication open with Putin, Trump does have lines of communication open with Putin. So there's a good chance that he's going to talk to him and try and figure out what they need to do. And also, I think Trump is just a tougher guy. And Putin's a tough guy. So I think in that sense, they're well matched. And I think they can have a conversation and end that war. And of course, end what's happening in Gaza and the way it's escalating to the point that it can really affect all of us, even if we don't see it right now in the immediate. But, these things happen one by one. And this is, if you look at the history of the previous world wars, you'll see it started off with the assassination of some prince in Austria, and suddenly, in a couple of years, it doesn't happen overnight, but in a couple of years, 2, 3, 4 years, it engulfs the whole world. So that's really, I think, what we're on the cusp of. And I think Trump is a good guy because to handle this, because he has a good relationship with Netanyahu. He has a personal relationship with Netanyahu. They like each other. Biden and Netanyahu hated each other. It was actually more of an American policy to be favorable towards Israel than actually any personal chemistry between the two of them. So I think, let's see. I'm really counting on him putting an end to all these wars and so many young people, kids getting killed on all sides. So really, let's just wait and see. Some people are disappointed by the women voter mandate. Americans are not ready for a women president. I think, the one thing I'll give Kamala is that she didn't use that as a plank during her election. She didn't, unlike Hillary, who went on and on about being a woman and being the first female president of the country. And it seems that her party, those parties they have at the end, the viewing party, there was going to be a glass ceiling and it was going to smash, and it was supposed to be like performative and, make people realize that she was here and the glass ceiling had been shattered. Of course, we know how that went. Trump emerged, and some people say Trump himself did not expect to win. But this time around, I think he was pretty confident. For me, I track these elections very closely. Some of you are wondering why I'm so interested in them. I just find them very interesting. It's the oldest democracy in the world. It's a very lively democracy. There's a lot of discourse and argument and discussion and a lot of issues that come to the fore. So for me, as a student of political science, so to speak, I enjoy analyzing and watching these elections, and they're very engaging. And I must say this, their level of discourse, although it does also go into the realm of ad hominem attacks and things of that nature, they still discuss a lot of issues. Unfortunately, in our country, we just get into these इसने वहाँ ये कहा और उसने वो जवाब दिया और क्यों ऐसा कहा, महिला को माल बुलाया, and that becomes sort of the issue of the day. But there I've noticed they do actually talk about the issues. So I am reading the comments, but I'm also speaking. So it's a little hard for me to do both at the same time. And I wasn't planning on coming live today. In fact, I was just on Republic, and then somebody told me in comments on Twitter that go look at your YouTube comments, and they were horrible. So I said I must come here and apologize, because it was not my intention to take my viewers for granted. It was a genuine mistake, and I apologize for that. And that's why I thought I should come live and tell you all that this was a genuine mistake. But I hope my lighting is better, because I've got this light called Creo. It's not a ring light. It's this kind of light, glow light, which I actually like a lot, because the ring light I had was very troublesome. It would topple over. It would get all messy. So I'm very happy that we had this. And so that's it. The elections are done. Just another 4 years to go before we have a new POTUS. In all likelihood, this is Trump's last time in office, and it'll be interesting to see exactly what changes he does. In the last time round, remember the pandemic hit, so he was curtailed in many ways in carrying out his agenda. We'll of course also have to wait and watch how this works out with India. I think because Trump and PM Modi do have a vibe, so to speak, I think there's a good chance that the kind of messiness that we've been seeing in the last couple of months, that with Niger and the Canadians and the US coming forward and backing the Canadians on it, and it's getting really ugly and public in a way that fights between friends should not, especially fights between democracies should not. So I think with Trump coming back, I feel that conversation will open. I think India and America will have more conversations as opposed to these public barbs that are being exchanged. So in that sense, I think it's a good idea that he's come to power. And yeah, thanks, Ashrash. Thank you for the lights. It just came today, so that was good. That was good. So yeah, that's about it. So I think it's going to be good for India. Let's wait and watch. Let's see what happens, how things develop. And it's been a long day. And thank you so much for joining me today. And if you have any questions, ask them now. Else I'm off. Any questions? Any questions? Anshuman says post-COVID lockdown, Trump was able to take on China. Like it or not, he's decisive by nature. He is decisive by nature, and he does have his eye on the bottom line. I think that's something that the Americans are really looking forward to. Because of the high interest rate, like I mentioned, a lot of young people are not able to buy homes, and it's a tough time there. If you visit the U.S., and I've been going there now for many years, I've seen a slide in their infrastructure. From their roads to their public transport. There has, and in India, I see just a reverse. Our metros are so fantastic, so clean. Our roads are getting better. Our flyovers are getting better, and America is really surviving on the flyovers and things like that FDR built. So I feel that this slide, which is taking place, was something that was visible. It was tangible. So maybe there are a lot of things that they have to do again. And yeah, will Trump be the end of wokeism? I don't know. I went on that show today, and our woke professor was very much still very woke and very upset. So I don't know. So we'll see. But everybody, thank you so much for being here, and I'll be sure to come back with the Sunday Clubbers and discuss more things. But thank you very much, and bye for now. Bye, everyone.